This is the 5th time I've tried to make this video, but my computer or YouTube keeps crapping out on me, one or the other. Bart Ehrman is the logical conclusion to Protestantism. Why? Well, Bart Ehrman, reading the book Misquoting Jesus, he claims that he lost his faith because of suffering. That's his claim. But if you read enough of his books and hear him talk long enough, you see that that's not really the reason why he isn't a Christian. He's not a Christian because the New Testament has spelling errors. No joke. No joke. Because the New Testament isn't totally perfect, like the Quran, okay, it's much better than the Quran. How should I put this? He started off in Protestantism as sola scriptura. And sola scriptura, you need to presume that the Bible is inerrant, perfect, and is dictation from God. It's too bad that too many Protestants believe that the Bible was given to the Prophet Muhammad by the angel Jibreel, who was a messenger from Allah. Too bad this never happened, because the Bible is not the Quran. The Bible is not dictation. The Bible is the tradition of the first century church. We have letters to different communities, we have letters to different individuals, we have universal letters, we have visions, and we have accounts of the gospel. We have 4 different accounts of the gospel. Now, if I were to make the New Testament, I wouldn't put Jude, 2 Peter, 3 John. I don't see the need for them. I don't even see the need for Philemon. We don't have slaves anymore. It doesn't matter. Or maybe that was a different one. I don't know. Whatever. I really like the Song of Obadiah, but it doesn't really make any sense. But I didn't choose the New Testament, so whatever. But the problem is that you don't make an idol out of the New Testament or out of the Bible, because all idols are false. Now let's see. One variation in a manuscript says, it was from when a monk corrected it. It said, "I have not come to the verse in most Bibles says, "I have not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. I will not change one jot or tittle of the law until everything is fulfilled." Blah blah blah. Well, one monk decided, no, that doesn't seem right. I have not come to fulfill the law. I have come to abolish the law. Now let's say that was left in. Let's say we added that to every manuscript. How much of the message of Christianity would it change? Nothing. It's like dropping a little bit of food coloring into a pool, a little bit of red food coloring into a pool, and expecting the whole thing to change red. It doesn't happen. Why? Because the faith of Christianity doesn't lie in the Bible. It is in the heart of every believer. You can read the Bible so many times, and it doesn't matter. If you don't believe, it's worthless. There's no intellectual assent to God. A Western work called The Cloud of Unknowing spells it out. Now, I don't really particularly like that work, but I think many Protestants would do well to look at it. Because when you try to intellectually ascend to the Trinity to try to figure it out, you can't. It's made to be a stumbling block for man. So you can't ascend to the Trinity with your mind. What do? You ascend to it with your heart, with love. That's how you draw near to God, not with your mind. With your mind, it just becomes an idol. Oh yes, the Muslims know about their God, and they can tell you everything about him intellectually. But is the love of God in the hearts of the people who decapitate people, who would shoot a girl in the middle of the street? And keeping in mind, this is concurrent. This is in line with Islamic doctrine. This is a violent book. I'm not going to pull punches here. If you think the Bible is 100% true, there's no mistakes, and it was the dictation from God to man, then Christ isn't your God. The Trinity is not your God. The New Testament becomes your God, and it's an idol. And since all idols are false, it will lead you to apostasy. Was Abiathar really chief priest in the days of David when he went in the storehouse? Who cares? What does that change the message of the Bible? He didn't care about the message of goodness and peace and love and forgiveness and all that stuff. He just liked the fact that he had assurance of salvation. Oh, yay! I'm going to heaven. Therefore, I don't have to give a shit about this life. I can just go through life in this big joy and everything's fine. I go through a plastic smile on my face like most evangelicals, and then I go to heaven, and it's this wonderful paradise earth thing. And no, that's Islam. We don't have a paradise earth. Or maybe you should be a Jehovah's Witness. But, oh, they don't offer assurance of salvation. That's not good for you. So become a snotty atheist and go talk about how the Bible is bad. And throughout the whole Bible, or not all throughout misquoting Jesus, he keeps saying the Catholics never believed the Bible was a dictation from God. They assumed that there would be errors in there. And so did the Orthodox. It's only a modern belief of the Bible is like the Quran. That's why I say that Protestantism or sola scriptura is the logical conclusion to Bart Ehrman.